What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are discussing what is happening in the market. We have some crazy price movement across a lot of different product SKUs, and let's jump right in. First off, Ascended Heroes. It is absolutely taking off. We recently made a video about it. If we look at the 1 month chart, we could see that it is up 33%. In the last month, we had a low of $110. We are now trending to the $150 mark. I'm seeing a lot of sales in the like 130 to 140 range, but before we know it, it's going to be 150. And this just feels a little unsustainable. It feels a little too aggressive of a hike for a set that just came out. The comparison product we're going to be discussing is Prismatic Evolutions, but Ascended Heroes right here, it just came out less than 2 months ago. Prismatic Evolutions, it was expensive out of the gate. The ETBs never really fell below $100, but the difference was they stayed at $100. This ETB stayed at $100. When it did have a big price jump, it went max 10% to like 110. Then it held the line. That's when we saw Sam's Club, Costco's, just basically more product hitting retail, which caused the price to stay flat. Whereas Ascended is just absolutely crazy growth. I remember I was selling ETB cases to some of our wholesale members for $1,200 a case, and you can't even get anywhere close to that. Then we went to $1,250. They still sold out. And I don't even think I could acquire these right now for $1,400. I think factory sealed cases are over the $1,500 mark because you have that premium. So it's just crazy to see that we were offering such a competitive price. Everybody bought them up, but there's people are seeing something that I'm not seeing. No doubt, Ascended Heroes is a very, very good product, but for something that just came out, I do believe that there are better opportunities. Now, if you're wondering how to get any of these products for way under market value, we do have some programs down here. This is our brand new Pokemon Business Wholesale program. We have a few different tiers. This is the starter tier, which is for entry-level people, and then we have an elite tier, which is more for business owners. But if you guys want to join, links are down in the description below. This will get you Pokemon products way cheaper than TCG Player, way cheaper than eBay, anything like that. So if you are interested in getting really cheap English sealed Pokemon from an authentic source, feel free to check those links below. Also, if you are ever shopping on eBay, make sure to hit this first link right here prior to making the purchase. It supports the channel a ton at no additional cost to you guys. I really do appreciate it. We don't have any sponsors. We don't make any ad money, anything like that. So if you do enjoy the content, you want to show some support prior to making purchases, doesn't even have to be from me. Just click on my store link. Go buy from whoever you want to buy. I do appreciate it. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Moving on, we have Prismatic Evolutions. So Prismatic Evolutions is actually an interesting one because this one was pushing to the $200 price point. We could see that a lot have sold over 200, but now it pulled back substantially because of the reprint. Now, here's how I'm thinking at it from a business operator standpoint. Prismatic Evolutions, despite the reprint, is a far older set. It has really, really good promos. If we compare the promos, you have the Eevee, which is very popular. Ascended Heroes has, I think, the Zekrom. Let's see here if it says. I believe it's the End Zekrom. In any case, significantly older product. Price went down. This one's going to go out of print first. So just logically looking at the explosive growth of Ascended, like it would make sense to go 50-50, buy a little bit of everything, right? But I have a conviction right now that you are actually substantially better off buying Prismatic Evolutions because Prismatic Evolutions is going to go out of print first. It's the older set. I believe this one goes out of rotation in 2027, so it has a year. Whereas Ascended Heroes is a brand new product. They just came out 2 months ago. This is going to be around for the next 2-3 years. Now, if we look at what the Pokemon Company did, is everybody was saying that they were not going to reprint Elite Trainer boxes. Prismatic Evolution reprints have been happening all throughout the year. 2025 as well. They did booster bundles, they did tech stickers, they were doing everything except the ETBs, but they did finally come around to reprint the ETBs, and we could see a big price drop. In the last month, we are down 15%, and this price might even go lower. It does seem to have stabilized a little bit in this like $160 mark, but again, at that like $150 to $170 mark, I would rather buy Prismatic Evolutions over Ascended Heroes. Now, that's just me. We were selling Ascended Heroes substantially cheaper because I thought that that was a competitive price, but something's telling me that maybe the rise of Fantasmal could be, I guess, changing the market, and we'll get to that in a second, but basically at a high level, with the booster boxes pushing 400 and ETBs of a standard set of Fantasmal now at 120, it would make sense why there should still be a slight premium on these ETBs at least $20 over, which is how you're getting that $140, $150 price tag. To some extent, that makes sense to me. I don't have the Phantasmal ETBs, but I do have the booster box. But I will talk about the ETBs for Phantasmal Flames. Basically what happened, let me actually search it up live. You know what? Let's search this one up live. Let's do Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer, because I think this would be good to actually get some data behind it. Let's do, okay, yeah, let's do the regular ETB here. All right, you guys. So Phantasmal Flames in my own business, I was selling these for $70, $80 at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026. So think like December, January, beginning of February even, we were still selling Phantasmal Flames at that $70, $80 price point. And now these are $125. The promo is not anything crazy. It's the Char Cadet. You get the packs. Obviously, the Charizard has hype. But ultimately, I believe the Charizard just prevails. It's a Mega Charizard. It's a cool box. Who doesn't want it? It makes sense that the price will have gone up. But what's crazy to me is, again, how fast it's gone up. I mean, in the past month, up 20%. Past 3 months, up 60%. Here's, you could see January exactly of us selling for that $70, $80 price point. And you're just seeing absolutely growth. 60% is crazy. But now with the ETBs holding at this price point of 125, I think that is causing a lot of people to maybe get FOMO and start positioning into Ascended Heroes and just pretty much buying whatever they can. A lot of people don't think that reprints are going to come, at least not for the time being, and they think that there is more room for these to run. But it seems too high right now. Again, at that $150 price point, I think you're better off just putting a little bit more and getting Prismatic Evolutions, because this is a very strong fundamental product line that has gone down in price. So why are you buying now on a product that's already jumped 33%? Why do you now want to buy, let's see, where's the Phantasmal? Why do you now want to buy Phantasmal when it's up 60%? Like, the time to buy was here. And again, I was selling these $70, $80, even on my eBay store. If you guys ever want to check products out, again, check these links out. A lot of really good links in the description down below. But let's move on to something else. Basically, what's happening is a lot of products are moving up, and people are finding similar products and making moves on those. It doesn't seem like it's going to change. I don't see anything slowing down, at least for the next 2-3 months, unless there's a reprint. That is how a good product like an ETB of Prismatic Evolutions is seeing decreased growth. But these products will come back up. I do believe that we will see Prismatic Evolutions back to $200 before the end of summer. Obviously, we'll see what happens if more supply hits the market. But for the time being, this is my favorite buy. On the topic of favorite buys, there's just something about this product line right here that I cannot get enough of. Any chance I get, I'm buying the First Partner Illustration Collection box, and it's just a phenomenal product. Mega Evolution, if we look at Mega Evolution 1, 2, 3, 4, Mega Evolution 1 and Mega Evolution 2 are so far home run sets. You have Mega Evo base set, you got Phantasmal Flames, then we have Perfect Order and Chaos Rising. Perfect Order right now is the worst of the four. Chaos Rising I would put in third place. So they are the weaker of the blocks. This one right here, though, Series 1 has Mega and Phantasmal. Series 2 is not going to have these same packs. So you are already getting about $20 worth of value in this box, which you could deduct off of this $50 price tag, which basically means you are paying $30 for this promo pack. And in my eyes, right now, that promo pack should be valued at $50. So you are basically getting an additional $20 arbitrage. I can easily see this box right here going to $70. And again, it's not going to happen immediately because they did print a lot of these. And they are going to print a lot of Series 2, probably even more for Series 3. But what you guys got to realize is when all of the series come out, Series 1 is most likely going to be the most desirable because it's going to have the best packs and also because it has the Gen 1. For whatever reason, Gen 1 will always carry value. You have Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. At this price point, you can't beat it. Let's see the 1 month. We could see in the past month down 10%. Past 3 months, it just came out. Yeah, these opened at the gate at 75. I do believe by the end of the year, if none additional hit the market, we could be back to this $70 price tag. And I think it will be exponential growth. This is one of those products that's like a slow mover in the sense that there's other better plays that you can make immediately. Something like a booster box that will get you quick gains. But for a long-term position build, the First Partner Illustration Collection, it's one of my favorites. Any chance I get, I'm always buying cases. So just wanted to make a quick mention of that one right there. Moving on, Chaos Rising. A lot of people have been asking me here, sending me messages, just wondering what I think. So this one's not coming out until the end of May. As of the recording of this video, it's now April. So we still have a little bit of time, but obviously everybody knows that the set is coming. And honestly, I'm excited because I think Perfect Order kind of cooled the market down. A lot of people have just decided to skip entirely over the set, taking the money that they would have spent on Perfect Order in something else like Ascended Heroes, Fantasmal Flames, etc. But I do believe that money that has left from Perfect Order is going to re-enter into Chaos Rising. The main hit here is going to be that Greninja. And Twilight Masquerade, when it came out, was also a very trash set. Nobody wanted it. Distributors couldn't sell the boxes. They said, hey, order as many as you want. We'll fulfill your max order. But now we see what the Greninja is doing in Twilight Masquerade. And I think something similar is going to happen with Chaos Rising, but it's just going to take time. So with Perfect Order being at like $220 to, let's say $200 to $225 range of a booster box, and Chaos Rising being slightly better, right now at $240, this seems like a very reasonable price. I would even go as far as valuing them as at $250 to $260. That would still be a very comfortable price for me to start buying. I don't know if any have been selling here. Okay, some have even been selling as high as $275. So it looks like there has been a little bit of action at $275, but now the numbers have gone down. Personally, just seeing the numbers for Chaos Rising, here's what I've noticed across even my own allocations and just kind of the trend that I'm seeing that I don't see very many PokeTubers talking about. I am not seeing a huge surge in booster boxes. And what that's basically speaking for the total supply. The Pokemon Company right now is not drastically increasing the supply, but they are also not decreasing. They're kind of just holding it flat right now. But what's causing a lot of price movement is this new market we're in where they are splitting it up into waves. So for those of you who don't know, used to be like, hey, if you get 100 boxes, you get 100 boxes right away on release. You'll have that before May 22nd. But right now they're splitting it in waves. So they'll give you a small portion for release, and then someday down the line, you'll get that second wave. And usually when that second wave hits is when businesses are just trying to dump the product, turn it into cash, and that's what causes the prices to go down. That's why you're seeing so much price fluctuation. Even for like pre-order products, you see them selling at like $275. Now they're down to $240. They might go even lower. They might go to $220. But I think the set's going to do just fine. Greninja carrying the set, definitely better than, I guess, the chase cards in Perfect Order. Mega Zygarde, if you even want to say, is the chase. And in my eyes, when I look at Perfect Order, I think that the Meowth and Starmie are significantly cooler. But it doesn't have a gold card, so let's just say Zygarde for the sake of the video. Chaos Rising is going to do just fine. Also on the topic of what's going on with the print run, so booster boxes are remaining flat, but as a result, Pokemon Company is now printing way more of the side products. And I personally am noticing the biggest shift happening in booster bundles. I'm seeing the number of booster bundles go up more than anything, probably because it's the easiest to manufacture and it only comes with packs. And it's, I think in the eyes of the Pokemon Company, one booster box is the equivalent of 6 booster bundles. I think they would rather print 6 booster bundles because it's an opportunity to give it to more people in the crazy market that we're in. So yeah, we're seeing a huge rise in booster bundles, which is going to just, throw more packs into the market that should help prevent prices from skyrocketing. The prices aren't going to drop because the demand is still too high, but at least the prices aren't going to go absolutely crazy. But then again, we look at the final product here for Fantasmal Flames, seems to be an outlier, doesn't seem to apply. And this one fascinates me because let's actually take a look right now. Let's do Mega Evolution, which is a older product from the block. Let's see what these are at. Okay, so these are just at 300 now. These are just at 300. Fantasmal is $100 higher, so we're seeing over a 30% gain. If we look at the 6-month chart, we had a low of 212 for Fantasmal. For Mega Evolution, we had a low of 220. Okay, so Mega Evolution actually had a higher price, so Fantasmal just got absolutely screwed. But I think the reason this happened with Fantasmal was we actually had a slowdown in December. Right before the end of the year, the market actually did substantially cool, and that would have been a really, really good time to buy. So if we look at just historical data, what's been going on last 3 months, we had a slowdown, and Fantasmal Flames was so resilient that it shot right back up. Let's go back to Prismatic. What happened with Prismatic? Well, prices, if we look at the 3-month chart, going up and up and up and up and up, Now we are experiencing what we could say is a little pullback as a result of the reprint. Prices went down. Well, if Fantasmal went to an all-time high, I do believe that the same is going to happen with Prismatic. So if you're watching this video, if you want to have one takeaway, right now Prismatic Evolution seems to be the strongest buy. My personal pick is going to remain the first partner illustrations. Sucker for this product. But yeah, Fantasmal Flames, I can't lie, I'm shocked. I was talking with one of my business partners here, wondering what they thought. I was a little more bullish on Mega Evolutions because of the unique promo card. But despite this being a, I guess, more, let's just say, cohesive set, you have the Lucario, Venusaur. As a set, it's a more enjoyable experience because there's so many more cards. I don't think the Pokemon community cares. They only care about the Charizard. If you remove the Charizard out of Phantasmal Flames, it's not that great of a set. Would have been absolutely crazy if we had the Gengar SIR, but obviously we know they pushed that to Ascended Heroes. But Charizard is all you need to carry a set. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a Charizard set for the next couple of months, maybe not even until the end of the year. I think the next time we see a cool Charizard card is going to be for 30th anniversary. We know that the next set after Chaos Rising is Pitch Black, which is focused on Mega Darkrai. There's words about the following set being a Rayquaza set. So no Charizard set. So people, I think, are kind of FOMOing into this one a little bit. 400 for a brand new booster box. It's kind of crazy. At this point, I think it might even be better if you do want to pay all-time highs and you do want to just, get these really, really expensive boxes. You might be better even buying Destined Rivals at this point because Destined Rivals has already been getting reprints. Phantasmal Flames is definitely going to get reprints. It is just too soon right now. So I don't know if it's going to be the booster boxes, but some Phantasmal Flames product line is definitely going to experience a reprint. I guess just looking at past data, there's a good chance it's going to be the booster bundles, but it could be anything. It could be 3-pack blisters. It could be sleeve blisters, check lane blisters. We don't really know. But yeah, just kind of wanted to throw my thoughts out there into this 20-minute video. Hopefully you guys learned something, how to, I guess, assess value in this market, kind of what's going on, why products are moving. Because what I have found as well is a lot of these other YouTubers, they just show you the charts and they tell you, hey, oh, the price went up. But my goal with this channel is that if you're watching these types of videos from me, I want to explain to you why that's happening. Because everyone will just tell you, oh, well, it's because we're in a bull market, everything goes up. But there are certain reasons why certain products are going up faster than others. And hopefully you guys learned that in this video. I think the most obvious example right here is like, why is Ascended Hero skyrocketing? Well, that's because the Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer boxes have already gone so much. And Ascended Heroes is a specialty set. So those tend to always carry a premium. And, I'm trying to explain basically why the prices are moving. So hopefully you guys do appreciate that kind of a deep dive. Normally these videos could be substantially shorter, but again, just want to help some people out who may be new, trying to make some good purchasing decisions as we head into these next couple of months before the Chaos Rising release. Overall, the market still doing pretty good. A lot of these products, I think, we'll see what Pitch Black is like. Perfect Order, we've seen a little bit of a slowdown. Chaos Riding, slightly better. I think it's all going to depend on Pitch Black. If Pitch Black ends up being a poor set, that could cool the market down. But then if the Mega Rayquaza set comes out, we'll probably go back into a frenzy. So unfortunately, 2026 is probably not going to have any like crazy steals at this point. If you want to get some of these products, you might just have to pay record high prices, but there are still opportunities even in a bull market where some products are going to be better purchasing decisions than others. Prismatic Evolutions ETBs being one of them. I've already said that 3 times. Go buy yourself a Prismatic Evolutions ETB. Drop me a subscribe after you see the crazy growth on these. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for this video. Again, if you found some kind of value, I ask nothing. If you are actually going to buy any of the products from the video on eBay, click the link right here prior to making the purchase. Helps out the channel more than you know. If you are interested in getting wholesale English under market Pokemon, I do have these programs down below, but this will apply to everybody. And of course, one other thing that applies to everybody is to subscribe to the channel. We are getting so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. It's been a big goal for the channel, so if you don't mind, please subscribe. But yeah, guys, until the next one,